Next, let's assign weights to the lip's skin weight. Let's see how we can do this quickly. Firstly, it's the same as before. In edge selection mode, I'm going to select the edges around the lip. Then switch to the vertex mode. Let's add more vertices to the selection by Shift plus greater than key. When the adding selection reach this position, we'll hold down the B key to activate the soft selection. Let's take a look. Let's move these around the mouth areas. Mainly notice the corners of the mouth. Make some movement test in this area. Movement up or down. This soft selection will initialize a better weight distribution. This way, it will accelerate the weights painting process. For example, here. Let's move it around a bit. That's about it. Let's press Ctrl Z to undo it. To return the points to the original positions. Then continue with skinning. And find our influence object. Notice, it's a skin mesh, not a joint. How can we do if we cannot find the influence object? We can open these menu here. When we select this influence, let me select again. When we select this influence, actually, it will select this object. Let's select this up. In Maya, you should be able to directly select it here. Even in Maya 2016, you can select it directly too. It's the same here. First, let's convert this soft selection to weights. The general workflow is like this: soft selection to weight skinning. In the upcoming videos, we'll introduce how to automatically assign skin weights based on the influence positions. That way, it will be faster. Now we have got an initial weight. Let's take a look. Now the weights are all assigned to the upper lip. So when we raise the upper lip, the lower lip will also move along with. The overall transition is relatively smooth, including the smiling expression. We'll deal with the lower lip later soon. We still need to do some fixing. Let's turn this off. Only open up lip mesh and master joint for easier smoothing. Okay, the upper lip is almost done. This part is probably fine. Okay, let's take a look at the corners of the mouth. Mainly when he does this smiling expression. The transition here is pretty bad. We need to assign some more weight to this area. Towards the cheeks. The quickest way is to smooth it a little bit. So, if you're familiar with it, the initial weight assignment will be very fast. Let's take a look when he's smiling. He has a cave in his face. Pull it up further. The transition in these areas is still bad. We can adjust them a bit more. It seems like this part is locked. It's because the weight is in the jaw area. Let's unlock this. We need a smooth transition here. Now let's lock this. Lock master. Then let it distribute between upper lip and jaw. Just smooth it a bit. Quickly, the weight is getting done. Okay. Because this influence objects are controlled by 4 joint. So when he is smiling, you might notice the joints are moving as well. So we will give some weights to this influence skin mesh later. Give some weight to the cheeks. If we don't have these Chayek skin mesh, when he is smiling, we would need to give the weight of the lips to the cheeks. A bit more weight. Okay. And when we puff up the cheeks, we may need to give some weights to this joint. We didn't position this joint properly in previously videos. It should been moved a bit more. Anyway, let's continue. For example, here, I think we already got about 80% of the quality. Let's leave it like this for now. I'm going to work on the cheeks of this part. The same way. I select the cheek edge. Select first and double-click the last curve to select a full curve. Let's move them a bit. Hold down the B key for soft selection. And we can see a rough effect. Okay. Let's assign them to this object, a skin mesh. Maya can't select the surface object. We can only go influence object list and select it. This influence. At this point, we can decrease this value a bit. For example, crank it down to 0.6. We've given it this weight. Let's see the result. Now let's make a smiling expression. I can see that this part also move along with. But the transition is bad. Maybe the soft selection range was too small. Let's adjust it again. Let's expand the range a bit. Expand it a bit more, hold B key to crank. Let's reassign the weights. Set it to 0.5. Make it smoother. Let's take a look one more time. Now it doesn't look so stiff, right? Smooth out these transitions. Let's have it smooth a bit more. Smooth this area too. Take a look. For these subtal areas, you have to manually brush the weights. Check here. This area is locked, let's brush it again. This one is open. Take a look at the upper lip. It may need some further adjustments. The transition here is not so good, right? Let's make these areas more smooth. Now you can see. We quickly got this kind of result. However, we noticed that the upper and lower lips are still sticked. The lower lip move along with upper lip. What should we do about this? Let's take a look at this. Actually, we just need to select the lower lips vertices. Just like we did for the jaw vertices earlier. We select these vertices and expand it, use Shift plus greater than key. Alright. Stop it from here. Now we have selected these vertices. Then we enter weight editing mode. Lock all of these influence. Leave only the upper and lower lip skin mesh. Let's take a look at the upper lip. And the lower lip. Now, we assign the weight completely to the lower lip. Now, these areas may look strange. But no worries. Let's select lower lip again. You see, it only affects this area. Because other areas have been locked. So, no need to worry. We can see the result of opening the mouth. Here it is. But the result doesn't look good enough. We may need to adjust it. At the same time, we also need to adjust the controller's positions. When opening the mouth, the position of these controllers. But, if you're going to convert the influence skin meshes to joints later, you don't have to adjust this at this point. First, let's assign the weight to these skin mesh polygons. Then, later when we convert it to joints influence, we can adjust the weight more accurately. The transition here needs some additional smoothing to make the transition between the upper and lower lips more smooth. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.